Hey again guys, welcome back to the channel. In case you're new here, I'm Walt Moore, also known as Dan Wilson. And I want to thank you guys for tuning to the channel once again. And I want to thank some subscribers hopped on the channel here just recently. Really appreciate that a lot, you guys. And directly in behind me is the old 1986 Chevy G10 cargo van, also known as the Road Hog. And today we're going to be changing out spark plugs on it. And you guys get to come along and watch every step of the procedure. So here in just a little bit, take you guys inside, we'll get some tools out and show you how we get to work on this. A lot of you guys know I'm a singer-songwriter and guitar player, and I'm also a mechanic. So today we're going to get some mechanicking done. Okay guys, inside the old Chevy van here, also known as the Road Hog. I'll show you guys a few tools I got laid out here. For this procedure, it doesn't take a whole lot of tools. Just going to need a ratchet extension on there. On the end of it here, I have a really good magnetic socket right there that fits the spark plugs. This thing is really handy to have. It's got a magnet built up in there. Helps hold the spark plug in place. Works out really good. May have failed to mention, you guys, I purchased this old van back in 2004. For only $500. I've been driving it ever since then for I think about almost 18 years now. Been a great vehicle. As I always say, it doesn't look real pretty, but it runs good and gets around good. This old van's got right at 500,000 miles on it. I personally have put over 300,000 miles on this vehicle during my prime working years. I'm now getting ready to turn 61 years old, so I'm just about to reach retirement age. But still working though. So, with that said, it's time for some tune-up work. We start out with the spark plugs. Also be changing out the air filter and a little thing called a PCV valve. Now some of you guys may already know this stuff, some of you may not. If you don't know, I'll help you out as much as I can. PCV valve, that stands for positive crankcase ventilation. One reason that's in there because the oil crankcase will build up some vapor that has to be released, and so it doesn't build too much pressure. If that valve is not working properly, it can cause some engine malfunction, so it's got to be changed out about every 2 or so years. So here in just a minute, be opening things up. What I got to do first, guys, is take this little top panel. I know it's in a bit of a mess right now, but that's just part of it. So this comes off first, and at the bottom got a screw or two down there to take loose, and a couple of bolts up here. Well, you can't see them right now. They're hiding back in there. That comes off first. Then we have this deal, some people call it a doghouse type deal. It has to come off of here to get to the engine, to the back side of the engine. So bear with me, guys. I'm getting old, but getting through it. Almost forgot to show you guys some of the accessories I got to use in a procedure like this. One of them is CRC electronic cleaner. The best stuff in the world. I use this to clean up the spark plug wires, you know, the connections or whatever might need cleaning. It's some great stuff. Been using this stuff for years. Also, we have CRC dielectric grease. If you're wondering what is dielectric grease, what is that used for? First of all, it's a lubricant. Makes for a smoother and tighter connection on the wiring. It also helps to block out moisture, dirt, any of the contaminants that might get on the connection point. We want that all nice and clean, kept free of dirt, debris, and moisture, and so on and so forth. That's what this stuff right here is for. With electronic connections on vehicles, we always use dielectric grease. I'll be showing you guys how we apply this here in just a minute. Also, another little product right here. You guys have seen this before if you've watched my channel for a while. This is called anti-seize compound. Also a very essential component for a lot of mechanicking where you do not want parts getting stuck where you can't get them back loose again. With spark plugs, we do not use thread locker. Absolutely not. They'll be stuck in there. You cannot get them loose. So we're going to put some anti-seize on the threads, not on the electrode, which you guys are in just a minute. Made that mistake before. So we're going to put some anti-seize on the threads. Next time they got to be changed out, they come out much easier. I'll mention too, this anti-seize does not cause your plugs to come loose. Actually, it helps them tighten down better because it lubricates the threads and makes for a much better connection. Okay guys, I got the dog house off of that top panel right there. And here's what the engine looks like on the back side. And way down in there are the spark plugs. I put new plug wires on this thing a while back. As far as I can tell, they're still in good condition. So what we'll do is we'll pull them out one at a time till we get them all changed out. Okay guys, I got the first plug wire off. A little hard to shoot video and do all this work by myself. You can see there's a little bit of dielectric grease still in there. What we're going to do next is take our electronic cleaner right here. Clean the inside of this plug wire thoroughly with this stuff here. Oh, okay, just got that in my face and all over the camera. A little backfire there, but what else is new? That's why we have this thing called shop towels, always. So anyway, got that one cleaned up. Before I put that back on the spark plug, I'll be sure and put some dielectric grease on that. Next part of the procedure, pull out the first old spark plug. I know I can't show you guys every little detail, it's way down in there. If you can see it on video or not, I don't know. It's way down there in the engine. It's very hard to get a camera shot. If you guys can see that or not. So I'll reach in there in just a minute, pull that first one out, and we'll put the new one in. We always do these one at a time. One little pointer there too, guys, don't ever pull all your plug wires off at the same time. You can easily screw up your firing order. That means the order in which the cylinders fire when the engine's running. You got to keep your fire order straight or your engine's not going to run right. So let me get the spark plug out of there. I think you see maybe the end of it right there. I can get you guys a good shot of that. So far down in there I cannot get a good shot of it. But anyway, I'll pull it out. Get these boogers changed out here. Okay, now I want to show you guys how I use this anti-seize compound. It doesn't take a whole lot. I want to get this just on the threads right here, just a little bit. Don't have to put a huge amount on there, just enough to, I can get a little more on the deal here. Just a little bit on the threads there. We'll spread that around just a little bit. If you guys can see that okay or not. I want to try very hard not to get it on the electrode, which is that little part on the very end. Just on the threads only. Very important part of this procedure. And that keeps them from getting stuck in there where you can't hardly get them back out again. That looks pretty good on that one. I think we'll go with that. Trying to put this one in the engine. Okay guys, now for that dielectric grease I was telling you all about. This goes right in the end of the spark plug wire. Got this just a couple days ago. Push a little lever right there, and there it went. See that going in there? That's going to make a nice, very nice, tight, and water-free and dirt-free connection. Now this obviously goes back on the new spark plug. Okay guys, it's the same procedure for all the rest of the spark plugs. By the way, this is a 4.3 liter V6 engine. It only has 6 cylinders, which means it only has 6 spark plugs, obviously. Just kind of joking with you guys a little, I'm sure you know that. Thought I'd mention too, guys, what I've been using for years now are the Autolite Platinum Series spark plugs. They've done extremely well. I've been getting great results with these spark plugs. For this engine, these are factory recommended, and that's all I use. Very good quality spark plugs. So, won't bore you guys with the rest of it there, but just want to share some pointers on changing out your spark plugs. Just to review a little bit, some things you don't want to forget. Your electronic cleaner. Clean your plug wires up real good. Make sure you get a good clean connection. Your dielectric grease, just like I just got through showing you guys, goes on the end of the spark plug wire. Some guys want to put it on the end of the spark plug, and that's okay too. To me, it makes a little bit more of a mess, and sometimes doesn't get down inside the wire connection quite well enough. So that's why I like to put mine on the inside the spark plug wire itself. So anyway, that's some basic mechanical stuff for you guys. Also, here in a little bit, be changing out the air filter and the PCV valve. And if I have enough camera memory and battery left, I'll show you guys some of that too. Okay guys, the new plugs are all installed in the engine. All plug wires are back on and in order. So far we're looking good on the spark plug change. And while we're in here guys, the next part of the procedure is we're going to open up this intake on here, change out the air filter, and clean the carburetor. Here's a quick look at that. Just this round looking deal here. Has a little wing nut here on top. We got to take this loose. Pretty simple deal. It's all downhill from here guys. We take this loose here. We got a hose over here, has to come loose just like that, and I think that's about it. We'll find out as we get farther in there. Over here we got a little couple of vacuum lines have to come loose. I want to take a minute to show you guys the carburetor with the air intake and everything off of it there. This one has a 4-barrel carburetor on there. I think it's an Edelbrock brand carb, but I really hadn't looked that up in a while. I'll show you guys a little something too while I got the engine off here. I started up just a minute ago and it's running really smooth. New spark plugs just make all the difference in the world. Over here you guys probably can't see very well. There's all kinds of linkage and stuff down in there. What I got in the container here is a stuff called PB Blaster. I've mentioned that before to you guys. Right now it's in a Zep spray canister here. Doesn't really make any difference what I spray it out of. The one thing I do here on these little mechanical parts is take some PB Blaster and just give that a good soaking down. All those little movable parts right there. Those things get a lot of moisture on there. Can kind of lock up every once in a while. Good practice while this is all opened up here. Just take some PB Blaster. That's my product of choice anyway. You can use penetrating oil if you got some, or there's a wide variety of stuff out there. But anyway, good idea to go ahead and lube that stuff up. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of close-up on some of this here. It's really hard to get this kind of stuff on camera. Doing the best I can though. Here's the other side of the carb over here. You got your choke pull and just some vacuum lines. Same thing over here. Got some moving parts right here. Just going to give us a little, basically I call it a little bit of a bath with the little PB Blaster. Just make sure that stuff stays lubed up real good so it's all moving freely and nothing locking up on it. Bunch of linkage and stuff. This is all choke related stuff here, and like back here's the 4-barrel part of it. This normally stays closed unless I'm really getting on the accelerator or maybe climbing a steep hill or something where I need a little extra horsepower, but most part of the back end of the carb stays closed like that. So anyway, let's look at the carburetor and back of the engine. So I just got through cleaning the carburetor. What I used there, guys, I'll just show you a quick little can of it here. Right now I got a can of Stabil brand. I've used that. I've used Gum Out and different brands. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's carb choke cleaner. There's a can of it right there. So if you guys don't have that in your shop or garage, whatever, I'm gonna pick you a can of that stuff up there. It's not real expensive. It's, oh, I don't know, $3 or $4 a can. Good thing to have. Anyway, guys, let's look at the carburetor and give it a good cleaning. Anytime I got the doghouse deal off the back of the engine here and changing plugs or other ignition parts, whatever, I always take time to clean the carburetor. I do have a new air filter too that's going on here in just a minute, and hope the guy sold me the right one. One of the most frustrating things in mechanic work or just about anything else in life that you might get into is if you go to the parts store and they sell you the wrong parts. Hopefully they got the right one though. The old air filter, well, let me show you guys. It's all up and going here. Here's the old air filter. This air filter hasn't been changed in probably about 2 or 3 years. As you can see there, guys, it is clogged up bad. I found some leaf debris in the intake there and all kind of stuff. So it's getting a new air filter, and I just got through changing out the PCV valve. So after changing out the spark plugs and the air filter and the PCV valve, I think that's about enough mechanicking for right now. So if you guys like this type of content, I appreciate you giving it a like. And if you haven't done so yet, I invite you and encourage you to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube for some more mechanicking videos and who knows what else. Most of you guys know my channel is a variety channel, so you never quite know what's coming up next. Maybe some more music stuff, and well, who knows. That's why you need to stay tuned. I want to thank you guys for checking out the video. Again, thanks to some new subscribers. Just joined the channel just fairly recently. Really appreciate that. And appreciate my long-time subscribers as well. And for you guys who are new here, again, I'm Walt Moore. I also go by the name Dan Wilson. I want to thank you guys a lot for checking out the video. You guys take care and God bless. I'll check in with you on the next one.